This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Morning, Nat. How are you?
Yeah, it's great, Sean.
Are
Thanks
you
for
nervous
asking.
about tonight?
Okay, so I'm doing a little 5-minute spot as part of a bigger lineup in a open mic night tonight. But it's a big sort of birthday extravaganza for the Fremantle Comedy Factory.
Are you the highlight, though?
I'm not the highlight. I'm well down the list of the highlights.
mate,
These
you're
are some
pretty-
very
she's the highlight.
established performers. No, I'm not the highlight.
She's been humble.
I'm not. No, that's
think
not in
so.
my
I
wheelhouse,
think so.
Ross, as you well know.
You got Peter Rosethorn's daughter. She's there.
Don't say Peter Rosethorn's daughter. Say Frankie Rosethorn.
Frankie
Thank you.
Rosethorn.
She is a name in and of herself.
Yeah, she's great.
And once again, somebody who worked with us here at Nova and has gone on to bigger, better
She's
things.
actually really good.
Yeah. She
And
is great at things.
5 minutes you got. So that doesn't sound like long, but I reckon that'd be long to talk about funny stuff.
Okay, so when I opened for Joel last year,
Creasy.
Joel Creasy.
Yeah, Joel Creasy, that I had to do 20 minutes, and that was all new material because I hadn't done anything for years. So 20 minutes. And Joel did say, just go and do some open mic nights and, work up some material. So we had that conversation
Well, that's easy.
in about November of the year before.
Yeah.
And then it got to June. So this time last year, and I had not done that. And so I just wrote 20 minutes worth of material and went in blind.
I don't understand.
Like blind, she drank a heap of gin
No,
before.
I didn't. I actually, I was. What I was most worried about with 20 minutes is that I was going to forget, not actually remember where I was at in the material. But I didn't. I
Been
managed
there.
to. And the only time that I actually ran through it from start to finish was in the car on the way to the gig.
Oh, see,
Wow.
The way you prepare, I don't understand. So if I was doing similar, I mentioned this to you, I would have started planning a year ago, have it all down pat 11 months out, and then all good
cute.
when we hit it. But your preparation is, she'll be right last day.
But the theme is 11 years.
That's not the thing,
No, that's
but
the
it
11th
is the
birthday.
11th birthday show. Not everybody will be doing stuff about 11th
Okay.
birthdays. It's not a theme show, but I am choosing to tell a story about my 11th birthday. Yeah,
Yep.
as part of it. There's a couple.
Can you give us a little bit of the 11th birthday?
Well, so the gist of what happened to my 11th birthday is that day before my birthday, so my birthday party's in the afternoon after school, and at school in the morning, I was living my best life just because it's my birthday. And you feel like you're
So
queen for the
good,
day,
yeah.
and you're just like king shit, right? And I was just running around, and at Carlstown Primary School, there was the classrooms, and then a veranda, and then lawn, and then the quadrangle. And there were little paths that took you from the veranda to the quadrangle, but I ran across the lawn, and my friends are following me, and then I tripped over, which is very on brand for me, tripped in the gutter, also very on brand
brand
for
it
me,
is.
and skinned my face from my forehead, a straight line down for forehead, nose, chin. Top lip, chin. Like somebody had taken a vegetable peeler and just peeled down my face like that.
That is...
And that is what stands out about there are no photos of that birthday party for obvious reasons.
Gee,
And
the boys would have been nice to you.
and when I got home, and the birthday party back then was I would just invite a bunch of my mates back to my house, which means they had to catch the school bus with me. Few safety issues with that because there's like 12 extra girls on the 12 extra 11-year-old girls on the school bus. There weren't enough seats. And then I got off the bus and said to my mum, I think I need a Band-Aid for my face. And my mum looked at me and just said, it's not going to help. And so just a big scabby face. They put some iodine on it at school too. It's yellow.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's like a yellowy,
Yeah.
mustardy yellow. Yeah.
And 11-year-olds aren't very self-conscious, are they?
Nope.
That was rough.
It wasn't
therapy
good.
for this? 'Cause this is
I mean,
pretty-
no, I don't need it because I have stand-up comedy, Sean.
With this,
It's
Nat,
cheaper.
With this, Nat, take me back to when Joel first asked you, and you haven't done comedy for a while,
No,
right?
it
But
had
that's
been a
how
long
you
time.
started, Gary.
Back in the day, so back in 2002, I did Raw Comedy, which is a stand-up comedy competition for Australia-wide, where the idea is new comics. So yeah, there were limits about how much comedy you had done or how much you could have earned. For some people, it's the very first thing that they do, which it was for me. So I thought I signed up for that. Somebody told me you should do stand-up comedy, and she said it repeatedly, so I just did it mainly to shut her up. And so that was the first gig in February of 2002.
Yes.
And I made the national final. So I got to go to Melbourne which is part of the Melbourne International
That's
Comedy
awesome.
Festival.
Yeah.
And so from going, the heats were at the Hyde Park Hotel, which was essentially quite a big venue at the time. but not as big as the town hall in Melbourne, where it was an audience of 1,200 people.
It's daunting.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's your
Yeah.
second gig.
Yeah, probably third or fourth by that stage. Yeah.
And how long did you have to go for then?
That was 5 minutes too.
Oh, 5
Yeah,
minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, they talk about pace and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you think about anything like that? Or are you just
No.
telling a story and
I
you've
mean,
got your...
you should. Some people really do approach it analytically. Like,
Yeah,
you know, they're like, I'm going to, you know, or they craft it, I suppose, over time. And with experience, you kind of learn, you know, when you should drag it out or when you should slow it down and that kind of thing. But then I had no idea. I was just going, going for it.
Are you? I mean, you're going tonight and you're doing your 5 minutes. Have you bounced any of this? I mean, we've just heard
That's
first
it.
time. Okay.
You know, that was a good dress rehearsal. Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
That's it.
I mean, obviously, I will write all of that down and then slot in other gags so that it's, you know, like punchy, so you're keeping going really quickly. And so part of it is you're telling a story, but it's not just storytelling. It's also got to be funny. So it's not always all true. Like, you know what I mean? There's no, because at some point you've just got to be funny. Like, nobody cares whether the story's true or not.
Yeah. Do you
But that
swear?
story is true, do I swear?
Does she?
Sean, what do you reckon?
Yeah.
I reckon this is the chance for everybody to see the real Natalie Locke.
Yeah.
I swear, Sean. I do swear.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I swear.
Hey, without Joel asking you this to get on board and opening for his show, which has now led to you doing more and more, and you seem to really be enjoying it, it would have been still a bit lost to your life, do you think?
Without Joel asking me to do it, I wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
I don't reckon. It was the fact that he asked me and I'd drunk 3/4 of a bottle of wine that I said yes.
It sounds like a lot of things you do, you've been forced into, and then it just works out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That works
Yeah, that's true, actually.
And you say the
So just suggest something to me for my career development and maybe it'll come true.
good. It's a
Just
good
make
thing.
it happen.
And it was after that comedy gig that you got the Nova gig?
Yeah.
Back in 2002?
Yeah, but that would have been April of 2002. There was the Raw Comedy Final, where I like to think there was 15 finalists. I like to think I finished in the middle 5 because I know I wasn't in the top 5 because they named them, and I'm sure I could name
6.
5 people who are worse than me. So somewhere in the middle 5. Weirdly, that year nobody really kicked on. Like in subsequent years, you know, people like Claire Hooper, Ronnie Cheng, Josh Thomas. There's been some big names have rolled on and done amazing things. But the year that I was in it, it's a bit of a dart apparently.
Hey,
And then later that year I got that. Yeah, so I just gigged around Perth, and then when they were looking for people to work at Nova, somebody else suggested me, and I went to the audition because I'd never been to an audition before.
And did it work out at Nova?
I hope it works out soon.
20 years.
good job, mate.
23.
Sorry.
Good luck for tonight.
Thank you.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.